So good day sir, my name is Mark Rasosoko, and in this video I'm going to explain my 10 selected rules in IMO standards in resolution MSC 19279. So let's start. So the first one is the operational requirements for the radar system. So the design and performance of the radar should be based on user requirements and up-to-date navigational technology. So it basically means that the radar should be updated, or it should be the latest model or the latest acceptable version of the radar. It should provide effective target detection within the safety relevant environment surrounding on ship, and should permit fast and easy situation evaluation. So the radar should provide detection within the safety relevant. So um, the radar must work properly. It must show effective detection of the targets within its range, and which are surrounding the ship. Next is um, okay, radar sensor requirements. So there are two types of radar sensors. Radar systems, which is the X and S bands that are covered in these performance standards. So X is for 3 3 nautical miles, and S is for 10 nautical miles. So in X band, 9.2 to 9.5 gigahertz for high discrimination, good sensitivity and tracking performance. So it is used for short range, high discrimination, good sensitivity of the radar. Next is for the S band. There it should um, 2 2.9 to 3.1 gigahertz. It is to ensure that the target detection and tracking capabilities are maintained in varying adverse conditions of fog, rain, and sea clutter. So the S band is for ensuring that the target detection and tracking capabilities are maintained in varying and adverse conditions of fogs or any kind of clutter. So the frequency band is in use should be indicated. Yeah, it's very understandable. Next, these are the photos of X band and S band. Next is the interference of suspectability. So the radar should be capable of operating satisfactorily in typical interference conditions. It is very understandable that a radar should work properly and capable of operating typical interference conditions. Next is the radar range and bearing accuracy. So in the radar, a radar system should a range and bearing accuracy requirement should be in the range. It should be within 30 meters, or 1% of the range scale in use, whichever is greater. Next is within 1 degrees. That is the bearing. Next is in the detection performance and anti-static functions. So all available means for the detection of target should be used. So as you can see, it means that the the radar should provide all the available means to provide the detection of the targets. So next is the detection in clutter conditions. So as I said earlier, clutter conditions are the one um, uh, that has a bad effect or bad contribute to the radar. So in the performance limitations caused by typical precipitation or sea clutter, for example, will result in a reduction of target detection. The sea clutters or the precipitation clutter can reduce the target detection of the radar. So that's why we need to strengthen the detection. So the radar equipment should be designed to provide the optimum and most consistent detection performance. So from the word itself, optimum, and then the most consistent detection performance, the radar um, should properly provide and consistent should provide the detection of the targets consistently, and then the radar system should provide the means to enhance the visibility. That's why we have the what do you call this, we can adjust the clutter so that we can provide enhancement of the visibility of the targets. Next is the degradation detection performance at a various range and target speeds under following conditions should be clearly stated in the user manual. So light rain 4 millimeter per hour and heavy rain is 60 millimeter per hour. So C state is 2 and C state is 5, and a combination of this. So the determination of performance in clutter and specifically range of first detection as defined in the clutter environment should be tested and assessed against a benchmark target as specified in the test standard. Next, the degradation in performance due to a long transmission line, antenna height, or any other factor should be clearly stated in the user manual. Next is the gain and anti-clutter functions. So it means should be provided as far as is possible for the adequate reduction of unwanted echoes, including sea clutter, rain clutter, and any forms of precipitation, clouds, sandstorms, and interference with the radar. So it should provide provide the detection of the targets as soon as possible, even if if we're encountering any kind of clutters. So next is a gain control function should be provided to set the system gain and or signal threshold level. Effective manual and automatic anti-clutter functions should be provided. So that's why we have anti-clutter devices. Next is a combination of automatic and manual anti-clutter functions is permitted. So in every ship there should be automatic and manual anti-clutter functions. So next is there should be a clear and permanent indication of the status and level of gain and all anti-clutter controls functions. So it is very understandable. Next, signal processing. So um, according to IMO standards, MSC 19279, it should provide it means should be available to enhance the target presentation of the display. And then the effective picture update period should be adequate with minimum latency to ensure that the target detection requests are met. Next is the picture should be updated in a smooth and continuous manner. So in signal processing, it is obviously means that the signal must provide must be provided and in an update and smooth continuous manner. Next is the equipment manual should explain the basic concept, features, and limitations of any signal processing signal. Next is in the range. So range, the radar system should be capable of displaying 2-point targets on the same bearing. So separately 40 meters in range as two distinct objects. So dapat so it literally means that um, 2 points the radar should provide capable of displaying 2 points of targets with same bearing, separated by 40 meters in range as two distinct objects. So next is the bearing. The radar system should be capable of displaying 2-point targets at the same range, separated by 2.5 degrees in bearing as two distinct objects. So dapat it is separate, two points with the same range should be separated with 2.5 degrees in bearing, uh, and then it is defined as two distinct objects. So that's the end of the presentation. So that would be all, sir, and thank you.